Hello everyone, Mr. Jenkinson here. Throughout the course of half term 6, the senior leadership team are going to produce a number of assemblies that we will put on social media each week, and these will be based on our school values, and this week's assembly will be done by myself. When thinking about our first value, we are high performing because we have a curiosity and thirst for knowledge. I think back on my education with some fondness but also some regrets. I was fortunate enough to have a good education at Newfield Henry Fanshawe School. I got a number of GCSEs. I went on to study at A-level and then university. I think my proudest moment was getting a degree from Sheffield Hallam University. I've got my plaque here, which you can just look at that, from my graduation day. And I think growing up I found education tough. I found it harder than others and I had to work harder. I guess my regrets are that I think I could have done better. I think I could have done more reading, more homework. I think I was a typical boy for a number of years. I think I developed an aptitude for hard work after my GCSEs, and one regret would be that I didn't work hard enough during my GCSEs. And I think that's maybe why I'm such a hard worker in today's world. My advice for year 11 is to go and conquer the world. Go on to sixth form, go on to colleges, apprenticeships, whatever you want to go on to, and make sure that you do the best for you, because it's not for anyone else, it can only be for you, and that way you'll make yourself proud and you'll be able to go on and live a happy life that you want to lead. To current students, it's a strange place at the moment. We've got distance learning. We're hopefully going to have year 10 students back in from Monday week commencing the 15th of June, and I'm so excited to see students again and say hello. I had an email from a student last week telling me that she missed seeing me every day when she comes into school. So I rang that student to say thank you, because as well as you finding it hard at home, we're finding it hard here. We've got families, we've got worries, we're missing you, we want to see you like we would do normally at 8:30, and then for a school day, and then football teams after school, or gymnastic, or whatever it might be, whether that's literature club in English. So we're doing this together as a community, and my advice is to keep working. If your teachers are setting your work, do that work, do those quick quizzes, do that reading, so that when you come back, you're not disadvantaged because the gap of what you should know and what we want to teach you has grown. That is my biggest worry. So we have to work as hard as we can together, and you have our guarantee as a school that we will keep doing that for you. So in terms of curiosity and thirst for knowledge, work hard, work with your teachers, we're a community. So let's keep doing this together. Our second value is that we are considerate and we value our community. At the minute, I think this works on two fronts. I think you've got the community around where you live at the moment, and that wider Sheffield community. And then we've also got our school community when we're at school, and hopefully we'll be returning on a wider scale soon. If I think to what I would like to see in your own communities, it's things like putting the bins out for your neighbours. You may have elderly neighbours in your neighbourhood. It's doing those things that help in this difficult time. So I've got a friend who was struck down by coronavirus, and I took his mum to the doctors and did some shopping for her, and then took her home because he wasn't able to do that. And I think those little bits are what makes what makes us special, because we do those things for other people without doing them for reward or gratitude. We do them because it's the right thing to do. What I love seeing every day at Newfield School, when we're in our community as a school, and the things that make my life better as a teacher. You hear some horror stories from teachers, but at Newfield School our kids are great. It's the warmth that kids show us on the front door when they're meeting and greeting and saying hello. I do a duty on the middle staircase, and make it my business to know students' names and say hello and know things about them, whether it's Year 11s who played a football game the night before, win, lose or draw. I'm proud of what they've done. And those little things, holding a door open, saying hello, saying thank you for a lesson, or a student lends you a bit of equipment or whatever it might be, I think that appreciation and being considerate of each other is going to be super important when we return to school. It should be intertwined in our daily life so that we look after each other. This is a tough time, but we will get through it because we are resilient, and by being considerate of each other's feelings and how we may be feeling despite not looking like we're not doing well, we must look after each other. So my wish is that you're considerate in your home community and look after people, your family, saying hello at dinner time and thank you for dinner and so on. But then also in the school community, we must rise together and be that great community that I know Newfield is. Our third value is we succeed through dedication and relentless ambition. At this time where the world is uncertain and we don't know what steps the government will take and how we will move forward at the moment, and we're certainly planning that as a school for hopefully a wider reopening with Year 10 from the 15th of June. We need to make sure we don't make excuses. We must be ambitious for how we want to recover. It would be very easy to sit back and say, I've lost 10 weeks of my education, I've lost 20 weeks of my education, whatever it may be when we finally return on a wider scale. But we've got to be ambitious for what we want moving forward. There can be no excuses. It is what it is, and this is a terrible crisis. But only by being dedicated and being relentlessly ambitious will we come through this period the other side. I certainly know that the senior team and the staff at Newfield have been first class through this crisis. Not once have we complained that this is happening. We will make sure that we work tirelessly to make sure that we support any child in our school. We will need to think about our well-being. We will need to think about our curriculum. We will need to think about how we put in place measures to keep each other safe. And we'll make sure we do those, because I'll come back to it again, there can be no excuses. But what we all must focus on, and this will be a shorter clip than how I've talked about the other two values, is that we must all be dedicated to each other, and we must be relentlessly ambitious for recovering from this crisis. So it's been an absolute pleasure doing this week's assembly. As I've already said, I cannot wait to see some Year 10s on from week commencing Monday the 15th of June. So stay safe and look after each other. See you soon.